Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes reaction video to this month's main series banner that has just been revealed, and as you might be able to tell, I'm very excited for this banner because it is an Archanea mystery banner, so I'm super excited. That's my favorite game, so Fire Emblem game, so I love it when they get content, and we finally had an Archanea banner after about a year. The last one was with Ascended Fiorm and Wolf. That was the beginning of Ascended Heroes. So that was a great time, but now we're back again, and we have some characters that have been long awaited, so we'll get to them after Ganglot here, who is of course the arcane hero. We've seen her in the Tempest Trials, we already know what she does, but we weren't sure about her skills. She doesn't come with this in the Tempest, but she comes with Arcane Downfall. That's because her minus one special cooldown. At the start of combat, if she's alive basically, grants plus $5 stats. Foe can't make a follow-up attack, grants plus 1 special charge per attack, and also has 7 HP healing. So this weapon is amazing for a lot of units that have either outdated refines or just don't have refines or PRFs in general, like Guru Marth, who I want to give this to for sure, or like Plegian Chris, who's a popular Grail option, also like Amelia, who doesn't have the greatest refine. So Arcane Downfall is a really good axe for sure. She comes with Iceberg, Distant Stance, which is interesting. Definitely didn't expect her to come with Distant Stance, and Quick Repose 4, which is hilarious that we got a tier 4 Quick Repose version before Quick Repose 3 at 4 stars. So that's really funny. And this one's pretty much better in a lot of ways because the HP condition is way better. It's basically if you're alive, which I always say if you're alive when the HP condition is above or equal to 25%. And if the foe initiates combat, you reduce damage from the foe's first attack by 25%, and of course you make the guaranteed follow-up. So 25% damage reduction isn't that much at the end of the day. It's not even 30, but still it's way better than Quick Repose 3, and also the guaranteed follow-up, of course. So obviously this skill gets shut down by any kind of Deadeye or Lethality effect or no follow-up, but still this is a way better option if you were running Quick Repose 3 on another unit, or if you're running something like, I don't know, a Guard Bearing on a slow flyer. This could be an option to give them because it's just way better than Guard Bearing in my opinion, because Guard Bearing, while it does give you more damage reduction, it's not as versatile. It doesn't give you as much stuff, and it only works on the first combat phase. So Quick Repose 4, even though I think this skill definitely should have released like last year because the B slot skill slot is so competitive, still it's nice to have this option, I guess. And then Joint Distant Guard. So what's interesting about Ganglot here, besides her design, is that you can actually inherit all 4 of these skills at once, which is great. As you guys know, you can inherit if you do duplication as well, you can get a lot of value by inheriting from arcane heroes. And judging by the past arcane hero that I foddered with Rearmed Robin, you can get all 4 of them. So Arcane Downfall, probably the prerequisite is going to be like Iron Axe or something like that. The prerequisite for Arcane, the Arcane Breath was like Flame Tongue, which is like Garen, so that's what I did to give it to my Naga. So here, the prerequisite's some, Steel Axe, Iron Axe or something probably. So that's 1 slot with the Arcane Weapon. Then you get Distant Stance, you just get Distant Counter, which is on a ton of units, or if you already have it, you can get Distant Stance, so that's a 2nd slot. Then you get Quick Repose 3, even though it's not at 4 star, you can still get it. So that's Quick Repose 4 at the 3rd slot, and then Joint Distant Guard, you can get Distant Guard 3 from Cronia in the Grail Pool. So it's nice that you can get all 4 because the previous, the previous 2 arcane heroes didn't really have the easiest way to inherit all of them. So this is definitely the most efficient, I think, the most efficient arcane hero in terms of fodder. So that's really cool for sure. So that's Ganglot, really cool design. But sadly she's just going to be arcane axe fodder, but at least she doesn't leave your barracks. And now we're into the meat and potatoes of the banner, at least for me and all my Archanea friends. And the first unit is HARDIN in all of his glory. He looks awesome. The coyote is finally here to join his loyal wolf guard, and Daisuke Iizuka again doing amazing art. Daisuke Iizuka is pretty much the Archanea artist to me, so glad that they came back to draw HARDIN. And he's actually really good Lance Cavalier. Even though Lance Cavaliers are in a super saturated class, he stands out pretty well. So he has -1 special cooldown at the start of turn if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, which is a really easy condition, especially for Cavaliers, because they generally go away from the team. They grant attack speed +6 and the following effect to unit and cavalry allies within 3 spaces for 1 turn. You get the guaranteed follow-up if you initiate. So that's really good. And of course it's affecting cavalry foes because that's a reference to his squad, his wolf guard. So that's really good. And even if the foe has follow-up negation, he's still going to be able to double because he's probably going to be fast, judging by Surge Sparrow here. So that's really good. He doesn't have to run other skills to get guaranteed follow-up attacks or rely on other units. So this weapon's definitely pretty good. And if Union initiates combat within orders within 2 spaces of an ally, he gets another attack speed +6 during combat and reduces damage from the foe's first attack by a flat 40%. So no check there at all, no speed check or anything, just getting straight up 40% damage reduction on the foe's first attack. And then also deals damage equal to the number of spaces from start to end position of whoever initiated. So this is like a clash effect that we've been seeing for the past few months on Brave Seliph and Brave Edelgard's Refined. So Clash Effect is really good because it's not just stats, but you also get true damage because it says deals damage equal to the number of spaces. So this is a really good weapon for sure and makes him stand out in the sea of Lance Cavaliers, and I'm glad that they made him really strong. So I like this weapon a lot. It's definitely pretty strong. Support your allies and just make yourself really bulky and strong. So that's Coyote's Lance. He comes with Draconic Aura and Surge Sparrow to just help him with his initiating prowess and healing, and then attack speed near trace. Believe it or not, that's the first unit or the first time we've had attack speed near trace. So that is Hardin. I'm so glad he's finally in the game. Regular Hardin. Turban Hardin is out of alt hell from his fallen version that came out so long ago, and now we're to the next unit, which is NYNA. I don't exactly know how to say her name still. She might be saying it in the trailer. I just haven't listened to it with volume. I haven't listened to the whole trailer yet through with sound, but NYNA here. I'm just gonna call her NYNA, so I apologize if you guys don't like how I'm saying her name, but I've always called her NYNA ever since I played Shadow Dragon, so bear with me here. But yeah, this is NYNA, and she's finally in the game with her beloved, well, it used to be beloved Hardin, and she is a Lance Infantry unit. Her art's amazing. She looks amazing. It's, you know, it's NYNA, right? She's super pretty, and you know, sadly, she is the demote of the banner, so she doesn't come with anything special, you know. But that's the fate of healers a lot of the time. A lot of them aren't the greatest, and healers can't even get refined, so we're kind of in a rough spot. But hey, at least she has a pretty good weapon. Respite Plus, which is the non-seasonal version of Tandem Baton, so this is really good for Rucker Sieges and just supporting your allies with the guard effect. Comes with Physic Plus, Miracle, which is on other units. These are nothing new, and Sabotage Speed, which is actually new on a demote, I think. This has not ever been on a demote, I think, so Sabotage Speed is pretty nice for a support skill on high resistance units like Plumeria, or Plumeria already has, I think, but like on just any kind of high res unit really that can use this, like Tethys, for example. And then Drive Defense. So nothing spectacular. The best parts is definitely the weapon and Sabotage Speed, but hey, I'm glad that NYNA's in the game finally. Her art's amazing, and she can finally break out of not in Fey yet hell. So there she is, killing this red bow. And I'm just glad she's in the game, even though she's not like the best unit. But hey, I do definitely want to +10 her eventually one day as a demote. And then the Ascended hero of the banner that is going to spark up a lot of controversy like she has in the past, and it is Ascended Tiki. And as you guys know, I love Tiki. Precious daughter, you got to protect her. I love Tiki in general, but you know, she just had a Brave version this year, and the fact that it's a young version that works similarly to the Brave version is what annoys people, because young Tiki already has so much alts compared to her adult version, and you know, a lot of young Tiki fans want her, or adult Tiki fans want her to get more alts, but the young version always steals the spotlight. So I really wish this was maybe someone else, like Ascended Minerva would have been amazing, Merrick even, Lind, who I want the most for Archanea Ascended, or even Chris. I expected the first Archanea Ascended to be Chris or Minerva, but it ended up being Tiki. I guess I just didn't think of Tiki because she has so much alts already. But it makes sense. She's lore important, and she's an important character to the games. But man, you know, she doesn't really bring anything new, super new to the table, because she's also a red infantry dragon, just like her base version. And like I briefly mentioned earlier, her weapon works similarly to Brave Tiki. So let's go over it. And this weapon's really, really good. And she's pretty much like the best unit on this banner. For sure. So she comes with Awoken Breath. This gives her dragon effectiveness and also -1 special cooldown. And if your unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants +5 to all the stats. Grants special cooldown charge +1, so she'll be able to easily trigger her specials, and that's really good with speed res finish. And you know, just making her really strong in general. And also she has the ability to neutralize foes' bonuses during combat, so she doesn't have to run low skills, so that's really good. And also, if the foe's attack can trigger the special and her res is higher than the foe's res +5, you inflict special cooldown count +1 on the foe. So this is the in-combat pulse smoke decharging effect that we've seen on her Brave version, so that's why it's very similar to her Brave version, and also on Halloween Duma. But the difference between this and Halloween Duma is that Halloween Duma is an armor, so at least it's a little bit different, and he can save, you know, because he's a save armor. But here, you know, a lot of this stuff is similar to her Brave version, so she's kind of taking away the niche of her regular Brave version, because they're both infantry dragons. Obviously they're different colors and their weapons are a little bit different. I think Brave Tiki, if I remember, has the guaranteed follow-up and also follow-up negation in her B skill, in her PRF B skill, but with here they both have the decharging effect. So I don't really like it whenever characters that get multiple alts do the same things or do similar things. Like they copy each other a little too much. Like for example, Marth, my boy Marth, right? Legendary Marth and Brave Marth, even though they're both swords, they both differentiate themselves in terms of what they do. Because Brave Marth is more tailored to the enemy phase, he can vantage sweep, while Legendary Marth is more player phase and fire sweep. You know, he can do a lot of different things, which I like, because even though they're both the same unit type, they can do different things. But here, the main difference is a few things, and that they're both different colors, but they're both infantry units. So I feel like, you know, they could definitely make it more creative with the effects here. But hey, the decharging effect is really, really strong, and it's definitely going to make her really annoying to kill. So Awoken Breath is an amazing weapon, and it comes with Iceberg, Speed Res Finish 4, which is, like I said, is really good with her weapon, with the just synergy all around, because you get the 3 spaces ally condition, hella speed res +7, and also true damage and healing, and also you get more healing from the speed res bulwark 3. So even if you want to pass through her and kill her allies, you probably can't, because speed res bulwark is there. So bulwark skills are actually really annoying to deal with, especially in summer duels. That can be really frustrating. And she comes with a PRF C skill altogether. So this skill gives her damage reduction, just like her Brave version with New Divinity, except it's a bit different because it actually has 2 conditions of damage reduction. So this skill basically gives you the joint drive spectrum to all her allies, so that's really good. And if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, you reduce damage from area effect specials by X%, and X% equals the number of allies within 2 spaces of unit times 40, max 80%. So she can get 80% damage reduction. So that's really insane, as long as she has a number of allies with her. So she's going to really like form skills for her seal and whatnot. And of course that's really good with her finish skill and her weapon. So altogether is just coming all together here. And then the second part that also gives her more damage reduction is reducing damage from the foe's first attack by X%, X equal to the number of allies within 2 spaces times 20, max 40. So it's similar to like Medius, who has like 2 sources of damage reduction in 1 skill, 2 layers. So this is going to make her really annoying and really bulky to take down. Obviously this is still pierceable by Deadeye and Lethality, I'm pretty sure, but still, if you don't have that ready, you know, Tiki's going to be a really annoying unit to take down. And she has dragon effectiveness, so watch out trying to deal with her with other dragons. So Ascended Tiki, definitely the best unit on the banner, and a unit I would love to +10 one day because she's really strong, but I'm also just trying to +10 her Brave version, who, like I said, does similar things. So it's kind of, you know, it's bittersweet, you know, whenever young Tiki gets and all, because like adult Tiki, love to see her get more love. But hey, it's an Archanea banner, I can't be mad at it, but I know a lot of non-Archanea fans are pretty upset about it. But overall, the banner is really nice. I didn't even go over Elice here, who is actually the insta-demote, who is going to appear later on. And she is, did I skip over it? Where is she? Yeah, she's here, right here. I was worried I just completely skipped over it. But yeah, Elice is finally in the game, just like NYNA. Even though she was obviously with her brother, and now she's out of her brother's shadow from her winter version. I think the artist is the same. It looks similar to winter Elice, I think. It might be Mayo, not exactly sure. There's just so many talented artists in Fae, but either way, Elice looks amazing, and I'm glad that she's finally in the game, even though she is the insta-demote, just like NYNA is. Both demoted healers, I really wish they would give healers more love, because healers don't get refines, they don't get a lot of stuff, and Intelligent Systems continues to kind of just kick them to the ground. So even though I'm glad they're in the game, I wish healers got more love, because like Elice could have came with Staff. She could have been a premium healer. Either her or NYNA I would have taken as a premium 5-star healer, but either way, you know, I don't know, they just keep making them demotes. But Staff would have been amazing, because I keep telling myself the reason they don't include Staff is because it's too overpowered for the game. Staff would just revive people, you know, the Light's Blessing item that would just give people the ability to revive your allies from the death straight up, and then also give them full HP and their specials ready, which would be hella overpowered, I guess. So maybe that's why they don't give her Staff. But hey, even though I'm upset they don't have no PRF, at least they're in the game. So overall, Archanea banner, pretty solid, besides the set of Tiki, even though I still love Tiki, but understandably so why people are upset. And they're showing the Arcane Inheritance. It's funny they're giving it to Hell. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that Mathis is actually the GHB on this banner, so I hope that he isn't some generic Lance Cavalier, because he is a Cavalier in the Archanea games, and Mathis, if you don't know, is Lena's little brother. So, you know, hopefully he's not a generic Lance Cav, because we have HARDIN here who's probably going to be way better than him. But maybe if Mathis, on the off chance, has like a good weapon, I'll build him. I'm not a huge fan of Mathis, but he is a big Archanea meme, so I'm glad he's in the game finally, along with NYNA, who was, you know, characters that were never in the game are finally in the game. So, you know, that's cool. Definitely could have been a better GHB choice, but you know, like maybe Horus or something. But either way, or Etzel. I love Etzel too. But either way, Mathis is going to be interesting. Hopefully it doesn't have some generic Lance. And yeah, that is pretty much the banner. Let me know what you guys think. You know, this is going to be a pretty easy skip for a lot of people that aren't Archanea fans like me, but I know a lot of my friends are going to summon on this. And one more thing before I end the video, actually, I guess to potentially lower the blow that you may feel from getting another young Tiki alt. This is actually really cute. As you can tell from her design, it's inspired from Martha and Sheeta. So she's taking the scarf slash cape thing that Martha wears. It's obviously blue, so that's obviously from him. So that's super adorable. And she's also wearing a similar chest plate to Sheeta. So that is really adorable. Young Tiki looks super adorable, but of course we went over why she may not be the most appealing unit to a lot of people. You know, maybe she could have been like a Lance Flyer. That would have been more interesting, but she's an infantry dragon, as always, as usual. But yeah, I found this super adorable. This is definitely very endearing. So yeah, just wanted to point that out if you didn't notice. But yeah, that is Ascended Tiki and the whole Archanea banner. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm definitely going to be summoning on it, so expect a summoning video probably within the next few days, hopefully if I find time. So that should be fun, hopefully. You know, if I don't get Elice or I don't even get NYNA, I'll be fine, because they will be later in the pool as demotes. So I'm probably just going to be aiming for Ganglot, HARDIN, and Ascended Tiki. I would love to get merges on Ascended Tiki for sure, but her fodder is also really good. But I guess there's not as many units that would like speed res bulwark and speed res finish as much as like attack speed finish. But either way, should be fun. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the video and listening to me ramble as always. Please stay safe out there, and peace out.